Hello mate, it is Thursday the 17th of March. I am very disappointed. Okay, right, Matt, I'm not disappointed with you, okay? I'm disappointed with our subscribers. I've been put up with it long enough, but I think now is the time to address it. I know we don't have that many subscribers. We've got, I think, 17, and we haven't really increased for a little while now. But we have probably about 12 subscribers that are probably still active channels or not us, me and Matt ourselves. So we've got 15 subscribers and not me and Matt. So why, when we've asked you to comment, have you not commented? The honest truth here, brutally honest, why have you not commented? We've actually told you what we want you to comment, you still haven't. Probably expect like one comment by now. We haven't had one all year. Please comment what you think Matt's punishment should be. I may put it at the end of the video, but last week. But please, just comment. I'm starting to lose patience with you lot. Not you, Matt. Don't worry. I'm not losing patience with you. I'm losing patience with our subscribers. Please comment. I'm putting it at the start of the vlog for a reason. But that's all negative. That's all negativity in the vlog out of the way, and that probably does kind of give a little spoiler for the review coming up. But yeah, something very interesting out today, and it was the trailer for the DLC for Outer Rim, which is Star Wars Battlefront, which obviously I'm hyped about, and I'm going to be getting as soon as it comes out, which is going to be the first DLC, like paid DLC I'll actually get, which is a bit interesting. But either way, yeah, it looks really good, despite having obviously the two heroes that I didn't really like. But I don't think it's the character choice, I just mean it's the abilities they have, and they look really good. So yeah, I don't care about the characters, it's just their abilities. They look amazing. There's someone like, I know not all you play Battlefront, but if you do, the Scam Pose, someone like that looks like what Greedo has, just only better. Yeah, Nub has kind of a infantry turret, a better version of that, which should be sick. Also, Greedo has this ability in which if you charge it up, I think it just shoots down 5 enemies at maximum and delivers high damage to them. That looks incredible. Like Lucky Shot, but instead of taking down one opponent, it takes down 5. That answers the Empire's long-range problems in Heroes vs Villains. Yeah, and then you also have Nub, who's got his abilities, which I don't like the character choice, but I mean, if you make his abilities cool, I don't care. Also, you've got 3 more DLCs with 3 more heroes from either side, so I was a bit hacked off the other week, but now I think I've called everyone out to watch this trailer. I'm really hyped. So yeah, that was really brightening my mood, that trailer. So yeah. Anyway, speaking of trailers and also the movie I'm going to review, on the movie I'm going to review, which is Catching Fire, yes, I did see it. Like, I usually skip trailers, like, you know on DVDs, like, you buy DVDs and then you have the, or I got them for Christmas to be fair, but, like, when you have DVDs and you, skip the, trailers usually, like, you usually skip them because, 1, you're not interested in them, 2, the movie came out 2013, so the trailers for early 2014 movies, probably, like, mid-2014 movies, but, like, they're old, well, they're not exactly new films now, so you just skip them. Well, a way to catch my attention in a trailer is just to have Harrison Ford's voice play at the beginning. That immediately got my attention, and it's probably the first trailer outside of a cinema that I've actually watched fully. Like, all my attention, not for nostalgic value, like, actually, it got my attention immediately. Just Harrison Ford's voice. The movie was Ender's Game. It looked insane. I know it came out 2 years ago now, I think. It must have been about 2 years ago now. But yeah, it just looked freaking insane, and that's the perfect way to get my attention. If you ever make a movie trailer, anyone, just have Harrison Ford cast in it, and have him deliver the opening line in the trailer. Yeah, him or Morgan Freeman just instantly gets my attention. Yeah, let's get into the review. Okay, so Catch a Fire is set half a year after the events Hunger Games 1. Katniss obviously wins the Hunger Games, and Peter. So yeah, they are basically celebrating the life of victors, but in the events of the first games, first movie, the President Snow of the Capitol, who are like the dictators, like basically says that Katniss starting up a rebellion against the Capitol, which is very bad for him because it will make him have less power, and means the Hunger Games will be worthless because they're the biggest, most hot property media since Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But I digress. So yeah, they're basically gone on their victory tour, and basically Princess needs Katniss to make him convinced that she is actually in love with Peter, who their lovers are all for what's the word for it? It was all the hopes their love relationship, but if she can convince Princess Snow that they're in love, he will let her off the hook and say there's no rebellion, but she doesn't, so rebellion's on. And your districts are starting all that war, and then there's another Hunger Games that year, and Katniss is unfortunate enough to be in that Hunger Games as well. Same with Peter and the former victors. So it's really just Hunger Games All-Stars, Hunger Games on steroids. That's actually a perfect way to describe this movie. It's Hunger Games 1 on steroids. For one, the acting is much better. But the thing I didn't get was their fake love, because between Peter and Katniss, that felt way more believable than the real love story between Katniss and Gale. Their love was kind of really underplayed, it felt fake, and the other one I meant to think is fake, but it actually felt more genuine. So that's my only comparability, but either way, the acting's very solid in this one. And yeah, every character actually does feel perfectly cast, how I read in the book. I actually don't think there's a single character that isn't like I imagined in the book. They really did translate it well. That's something I didn't touch upon Hunger Games 1. As not good as Hunger Games 1 was, they did translate it from book to film pretty well. This one, they translated a bit better. And the second thing you'd notice is the camera is so much better. Like Hunger Games 1, it was basically, well, just give you an example of Hunger Games 1 cinematography was like. Yeah, it was kind of like this, you know, with the camera just moving all over the place when you're just talking. Yeah, it just moving on, try to run up. Anyway, yeah, it's based on that. Hunger Games Catching Fire was just a nice, like this. Maybe a little bit of this, but it was nothing more than that, and nothing like the original Hunger Games, which was, yeah, that's brilliant. If I was to say another complaint is that, well, I said the first Hunger Games pacing was kind of okay. This movie's pacing, it did feel like the victory tour went on for a bit long at the start. But yeah, other than that, like, everything did feel like a solid pace. I didn't really think the movie was as long as it felt. Yeah, and despite the fact you needed to wait half the movie to get into the Hunger Games second one, there's actually a lot of good stuff in the first half. Like, the acting really shone. I said Jennifer Lawrence wasn't that good in Hunger Games 1, but this movie she's much better. And I don't know, she's like a Hayden Christensen. She doesn't really speak her lines well, but she definitely looks the part. So yeah, I think that was good casting. The only thing is the voice is still very wooden, but I suppose she doesn't really speak much emotional stuff, she just acts, so I'm fine with that. Also, it actually, I'd say this one's better than the book. It's one of the first movies that I've ever said is better than the book is based off. So yeah, one of the major examples of that was the not giving away too much here, but there's a scene just before they start the Hunger Games in which everyone's against the idea of putting them all together to stop a rebellion. Like, the thing is, they flip all the characters on their sides. Like, every role in the past has been changed. There's this confident presenter who becomes a coward. Katniss becomes a rebellion leader in that scene, technically, and Peter, who's usually talkative, becomes silent. Yeah, every character just flipped on their head in that scene, and that is probably one of my favourite scenes in movie history. I'm not even lying, that was actually a very well done scene. But then again, there are a few things from the book they didn't change, but they couldn't really change the fact that Hunger Games still went on after they rebelled, which I thought was always a bit disappointing. I think that's kind of the part in the book that started to go downhill. In the movie they couldn't really change it to keep up the story, but I suppose it's the book's fault, not the movie, so you can't blame it on that. The thing is the ending. Yeah, again, I'm not giving away too much. Basically they get them all out. So yeah, in the books, like, you need to read the books beforehand because they don't really explain in the movie. Like, I knew exactly what's going on because I've read the books, so they explain in great detail what happened. This movie is kind of glossed over in like a couple of scenes, which to anyone who hasn't read the books, I could see being very confusing. So, you know, I'd actually say this movie, although it is better than the book, I'd say read the book and then watch the movie. You can't just watch the movie without reading the book because it is really confusing. But if you haven't, I'll probably say it's a good time and what's required. But if you have read the book, I'd say it's a very, 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 very good movie. So yeah, that's it for the vlog. Subscribers, please comment on what you think Matt's punishment should be. Like, I'll just give up. Yeah, anyway, Matt, your vlog on Saturday, and yeah, I will see you then.